Okay, so we're going to look at some derivatives of cholesterol and what they're used for and what kind of classes we have of these. So our first one is going to be the class that are steroid hormones. So at least personally, this is where I see steroids the most often is when talking about hormones. So testosterone is the first molecule here. It's particularly unique in that it's different from cholesterol with it has an alcohol up here instead of an alkyl chain, and then it has a ketone instead of an alcohol down here at the bottom. So this is obviously, as you guys are aware of, testosterone is the male sex hormone. And then if you change it just not too much, you get rid of the methyl group that's there. So there's no methyl group here anymore. And replace it with this aromatic ring here, you get estrogen, which is the female sex hormone. So these are responsible for communication and signaling in our bodies. So as we age and mature, our body produces more of these hormones, which signals to other parts of our body for other changes in our cells to occur. Additionally, we have something called anabolic steroids. These are used to increase muscle mass. So when you hear about steroid use in or illegal steroid use in sports, these are the types of steroids that we're talking about. So not all steroids are bad. Not all steroids are banned. People take steroids all the time. Specifically, for example, birth control pills for women are oftentimes have estrogen in them. Most of them have estrogen in them. And so that's a steroid technically, and that's not an illegal or a steroid that's bad for you per se. So these are the ones that are highly controlled. So two examples of these are methanedienone. So what is particularly interesting about this is that you add in that extra methyl group, and then you're changing how the double bonds are in terms of from testosterone. So we're just making a slight change from testosterone. And now instead of using it as a testosterone signaling molecule, it signals your body to increase muscle mass. Additionally, I'm going to try and pronounce this, but I apologize in advance. It's stanozolol, is this steroid here, which is very unique in that it has this heterocycle, that nitrogen ring off the edge of it, which is also an anabolic steroid, tells your body to increase muscle mass. So the issues with these are really their long-term use. So if you use these long-term, it will lead to things such as liver disease. Your liver cannot process these molecules very well. You could get tumors, you can have heart problems, and it also leads to depression because these steroids are signaling different things in your brain to fire. And then our last type of steroid that we're going to be talking about is adrenal corticosteroids. These are involved in regulation and response. So these are the steroids that the doctors give you if you get really hurt. So if a doctor gives you a steroid, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be one of these anabolic steroids up top where it's got these really long-term bad health issues and everything, or it's going to make you just bulk up really fast. No, it's a different kind of steroid. These have a large variety of structures. You'll see these are pretty different. We have in our new places, we have some new double bonds. Vary pretty widely, and these are only two examples that I've shown you. So these help your body in regulation and response. So these are kind of signaling steroids to tell your body when you need more of something or when you need less of something. So for example, naturally produced in our body is cortisone, produced in our adrenal glands. So it's in where we have adrenaline produced as well, which is also a steroid. It suppresses an immune response. I spelled immune wrong, I think. I think immune has two M's. Let's fix that. It suppresses immune responses, so it tells your body not to freak out, and it reduces pain and swelling throughout your body. And then there's also prednisone, which, as you can tell, is very, very similar to cortisone. However, prednisone is a synthetic corticosteroid, so it is made in a lab. It is not made in our bodies. And this is the most common chemical that they will use. I've taken prednisone a couple different times when I've been injured. And this is to treat inflammatory and autoimmune diseases such as asthma or Crohn's or HS or migraines or anti-tumor. So these are, if you have something that you really can't let it be inflamed. So like, for example, I had prednisone when I tore a ligament in my ankle, and the inflammation in my ankle was going to cause more damage than it would to protect my ankle. And so since I was completely staying off that ankle, I had needed to take this steroid to reduce the inflammation and help heal that muscle. Okay, so these are just a few examples. These are the different types of hormones that you'll see that are derivatives of cholesterol. However, this is not an exhaustive list by any means, but these are just some examples for you guys.